So what would you do if you earn an extra $400 a month? Would you invest it, buy yourself a gift, or will it go towards bills and expenses? And for us in Singapore, we do have a no-risk investment vehicle which many have been talking about. And a while back, I did a short poll on Instagram about July's SSB, which was paying out an average of 3% interest, and asked people if they bought into it or not. And 77% of them did not apply or ballot for SSB. So for the uninducted, SSB or Singapore Savings Bond is an investment vehicle that is provided by the Singapore government for the people in Singapore. And if you have no idea what a bond is, basically with bonds, you are lending money to the government to build infrastructure, to support the community with different bills and other stuff that makes our country run. So SSB isn't the new kid on the block where everyone is suddenly talking about it, going into the hype.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the
It has been around since October 2015 when it first launched. So SSB or Singapore Savings Bond was introduced as a risk-free investment with very low barrier to entry that anyone with $500, a Singapore bank account, and a CDP account can start investing into these bonds and get paid on a biannual basis. But if you do not have cash on hand, you can also use your SRS to purchase this bond, which will pay out the interest into your SRS account. So that is something to take note of if you're looking to invest with your SRS account. In the last year itself, we have seen the interest rates of SSB increasing from 1.39% in September 2021 to a high of 3% in July 2022. While everyone just started buying SSB and this became the hot term that even auntie and uncles are talking about. But if you missed the July 2022 SSB, fret not, because the one in August is pretty good as well. So if we look further back into history, we can see that SSB started in October 2015 and the interest rate was floating at about 2.5 to 2.8%, and subsequently the interest rate started to dwindle to a low in April 2020, but now it's getting back up to 3% rate, which is really unheard of in the last 7 years. And for August SSB, we can see that the interest rate is at 2.8% with 2.63% for the first year and 3.0% at year 10 or at maturity. So on paper, this doesn't seem like much, but if you compare July's SSB, you can see a slight difference. For the July SSB, even though the bond is marketed at a 3% rate, you're only getting 2% for the first year, 2.86% in the second year, and 3.07% for the third year, and so on until the fifth year where it plateaus at 3.18%, and finally on the 10-year on maturity we get 3.29%. So this might look really good now, but you have missed the boat. So what we can do now is to try and aim for August SSB because the interest rate is pretty good too. For the August interest rates, the starting yield is at 2.63%, which is something we only get in the second year onwards if we have gotten the July SSB. So from year 2 to year 5, we're getting a flat 2.71%, which is pretty good as well, and from year 6 onwards, it will start to increase again all the way to year 10. So if you're thinking of getting the August 2022 SSB, you stand to benefit from the large interest payout on the first year, which is 2.63%, which is 0.63% higher than the one in July 2022. So after the first year, you can decide if you still want to continue holding onto the bond, or you can choose to surrender the bond to get your capital plus interest accrued, giving you a 2.63% gain for a year, which beats any FD that any bank is offering right now. However, if you are new to investing, there's a SSB laddering system. When deployed and continuously investing into it, you can get pretty good monthly payouts in interest, which is additional money you can compound back into SSB or other investments that you're looking at. So think about it, if we have consistently been putting $500 a month into SSB from January 2022 to July 2022, we will have received about $11.35 in interest from July all the way to December, since SSB pays every 6 months. And because it pays every 6 months, come January 2023, we'll start receiving interest again from the same SSB that we purchased back in 2022. However, if we consistently invested into SSB every single month, we might be able to get a pretty hefty income stream. But since SSB only allows a maximum of $200,000 per CDP account, you will not be able to deposit more than that if you do strike the lottery one day. So based on $200,000 and a conservative 2.5% interest, we are looking at around $416 per month or $5,000 a month of passive income which could be paid out on a monthly basis depending on how you ladder your investment. Having said that, there is one factor that will determine how much you'll receive a month, and that is the interest that SSB is providing. And so far, we only got 7 years of data starting from 2015 all the way to 2022. So the interest rate seems to be peaked at 3% and started moving downwards. But we'll never know if the interest rate will continue to rise or not. Personally, I do wish to have higher interest rates because who doesn't want passive income? But when interest rates keep rising and rising, this could spell trouble, as the rising interest rates could mean that inflation is diminishing our purchasing power faster than what we can get in interest. And between the two, I'd rather have low inflation than high interest rates because we wouldn't want our money to be eroded or become like the banana notes in the future. So let me know in the comments down below if you're getting this month's SSB, or are you waiting to see if next month's offering is gonna be better before going all in. So do me a favor by hitting the like button, subscribe and turn on the notifications to get notified when there are new videos. And as always, stay safe, invest safe, and I'll see you in the next one.